Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings. My name is Muhammad Fariz Azfar bin Abu Hassan. My matrix number is CD190187. My supervisor is Dr. Muhammad Farid bin CS. I would like to present about my PSM1, which is the influence of water supply pressure on the atomization properties and dust reduction effectiveness of an internal mixing air atomizing nozzle. For the introduction, basically, a local exhaust ventilation system is an appropriate and practical technical solution, and the goal of this system is intended to minimize workers to pollutants by capturing the emission at the source and delivering it to a safe emission point. In reducing the air contaminant or fume in workplace, a suitable and effective ventilation system implemented with fine spray technology are preferably to be installed. Welding fume is produced in various industrial manufacturing process. The fume in the air is not only hazardous to workers' health, but it also jeopardizes working productivity. According to OSHA fact sheet, breathing welding fumes can cause irritation to the eyes, nose and throat, dizziness and nausea, lung damage, numerous types of cancer including lung, larynx and urinary tract cancer. And lastly is suffocating. Dust or fumes reduction via spraying is the most popular used fume control technology in industrial production places. It is because it is inexpensive equipment and easy operation. The problem statement of this project is, as we all know, welding works are widely active in the industry throughout the globe. While working on the welding, workers will be exposed to the smoke, or we call it fume. Many of the workers does not even know what type of contaminant contained in those fumes. Some of them are unaware that it brings harm to human health and also bring pollution. As that being said, a local exhaust ventilation system with fine spraying system to act as a filter should be implemented in the industry. It will help reduce welders' exposure to welding fumes and diverting the plume away from welders' breathing zone. Moving on, the objective of this study is to implement atomization technology in the welding exhaust ventilation system to remove air contaminants from a welder's breathing zone and work area. For the scope of the project, the first one is doing research for theoretical in the local exhaust ventilation to overcome the problem and optimize the system. The second one is the main element for the experiment will be carried out using a model of PVC local exhaust ventilation system. The third one is the main instrument that will be used in this experimental method to measure pressure, velocity distribution and temperature is using hot wire anemometer, tachometer and pitot tube. The fourth one is comparing the fan efficiency of LEV system without filter and filter box only and the filter only. The next one is motor rotational speed used in this experiment is 500 RPM, 700 RPM, 900 RPM, 1100 RPM, 1300 RPM, and lastly 1488 RPM, which is the maximum speed. The sixth one is the parameters of the liquid pressure will be set to 0.3 megapascal, which is the minimum pressure, 0.4 megapascal, 0.5 megapascal, 0.6 megapascal, 0.7 megapascal and 0.8 megapascal, which is the maximum pressure. The next one is the parameter for the air pressure will be set to 0.5 megapascal, which is the optimum pressure of this experiment. The next one is producing air filter for the local exhaust ventilation system that can meter that can remove the particulate matter particles from indoor air. Ninth one is fitting an internal mixing air atomizing nozzle into the system to study the effect of water supply pressure and the atomization properties and contaminant reduction effectiveness. And lastly, the experimental result will be recorded as well as the product effectiveness. Now we move on to the literature review. We have some few paper reference which will be covered in this topic. Some of them are spraying nozzle and dust suppression, experiment system, air filter, and welding effect on human health. For the first one is spraying nozzle and dust suppression. Internal mixing nozzles are commonly employed in industry areas for dust control via spraying. The air supply pressure must not be too high or too low when using the internal mixing air assisted atomizing nozzle to reduce dust in industrial workplace. The chosen air supply pressure ought to be near to the water supply pressure to provide excellent suppression efficiency for total dust and respirable dust. We can see that this is the example of the spraying nozzle internal mixing atomizer, which produced from a company from China. For the experiment system, this figure shows an example of a local exhaust ventilation system. According to the Department of Occupational Safety and Health Malaysia, local exhaust ventilation systems are made up of 4 basic components, which is hood, ducting system, the air cleaner, and the fan. Now we move on to the existing air filter. There are many types of air filter used by the industrial community nowadays. The common air filter used by the industrial community is, the first one is PAD panel air filter, second one is high efficiency particle air filter, third one is activated carbon filter, and the fourth one is coconut husk filter. The next one is welding effect on human health. Welding brings harm to human respiratory system, reproductive system, visual system, skin, which cause irritation, and also kidney. Now we move on to the methodology of this project. This is the project flowchart of this project. You start with the problem statement, objective, specification and literature review, material and equipment selections, which is the internal mixing air atomizer, designing the product, testing, data analysis, preparing discussion and the result. For the designing part of the local exhaust ventilation system, this figure shows a SolidWorks drawing of a local exhaust ventilation system without the filter. Next, this is the SolidWorks drawing of a local exhaust ventilation system designed with an atomizer in the filter box and other parts which used in this experiment. Next one is the drawing of an internal mixing air atomizing nozzle which is used in this experiment. For the measuring device, this is an example of a pitot tube anemometer. This device is the most suitable device to calculate and collect data for the air pressure and air velocity. The second one is an example of a personal sampling pump, which is used to collect sample and test it in the project. For the experiment method of testing, the ICP-AES method will be used for this project. ICP-AES method is commonly used to analyze particles from welding smokes. The ICP-AS technique will be used in line with the industrial standards. This is the Gantt chart of the PSM1 project, which consists of the tasks that we have to do throughout this semester. With that, I conclude. Thank you.